Hey, we're over here, go-to-math.com. Click on the algebra. Let's go down to factoring trinomials, and we're going to be looking at 2.1. 2.1. Okay. So we might have done some of these already, but right, you can't get enough practice. This is stuff that you're going to see over and over again in the future. Factor the expression. So I'm going to go ahead and write this one down here. This is 2.1, right? So we got 5x squared plus 15x plus 10. Now things can get tricky when the leading coefficient, which is 5, when this leading coefficient is a number other than 1, then things get a little tricky. But it's not going to be too bad, because the factorizations of 5 is just 1 and 5, and that helps out. Alright, so we have 5x squared plus 15x and then plus 10. Okay, so we're going to start with a 5x here, because we know that 5x times x is going to be 5x squared. All right. Now we're looking for two numbers still, that two numbers, and we multiply them together, we get 10. Now the good thing about 10 is the factorizations. Well, I say we can factor that as into, well, I say factor. We can use 1 and 10. How's that? Because 1 times 10 is 10. In other words, A could be 1, B could be 10. But what are some others? Well, 2 and 5. Right, 2 and 5, 2 times 5 is also 10. So these are some possibilities. These are going to be our possibilities. Okay, it's either going to be 1 and 10, or possibly 10 and 1, or 2 and 5, or 5 and 2. Right. But here's the trick here, and that is we got this 5 right here. Okay. So in other words, we're going to take this 5, we're going to multiply it by this number, and then add it to this number to get this guy right here. And I'm going to put a 5 here. Sometimes it's just trial and error. Okay, let's take a look at this. We know that 2 times 5 is 10. We also know that 5 times 2 is 10 plus 5 is 15, and so we could say plus and then plus here also. See that? Alright, so let's go over to the board and check that out. And I also see something else that I need to add to all this. So we have 5x plus 5 and x plus 2. Whoa, x plus 1. This can only have one solution here. Let's see. I mean, this is a solution. Now that I think about it, 5 plus 10 is 15, and 10 times 1 is 10. Did I do this right? 5 times 2 is 10 plus 5 is 15. See, if you multiply 5x times x, you get 5x squared. I've never realized that these things could have more than one solution. 5x squared, and then 5 times 2 is 10x, and then plus 5x, and then we have 5 times 2 is 10, and so we end up with 5x squared plus 10x, or whoops, let's erase that. Okay, plus 15x and then plus 10. Now I think what's going on here is there was something I was going to add to this. You notice there's a 5 here and a 5 here. Well, we could actually factor a 5 out. And this is what we're going to be left with over here. 5 times x plus 1. Right, and then of course you'd have x plus 2. And that would be completely factored. Alright, that would be completely factored. Now, this is one of them, obviously. And of course, you could factor a 5 out of all of this. And anyway, let's go back here though. Yeah, okay, well, I guess we got more than one solution here. But if we were completely factoring this expression, we would want to pull the 5 out, right? And it'd be left with x plus 2. And my guess is up here in the checkbox, this is going to be the answer that you're going to want to put up in the checkbox, all right? That's if you want to do that. Okay, well, we're over here at gotomath.com getting it figured out, and I'll see you in the next problem.